You know we're straight out on that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money. Got them signed up pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long. Bonfire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight. Straight out of moonlight. She's up against them all, but the writing's on the wall. There's more than meets the eye with her. Nothing I can do. I'm left without a clue. She sees it all in black and white or blue. She's got a rebel heart. One day she's gonna fall. She's got a rebel heart. She's up against No, she never will admit that what she wants she never get. She never knows when to quit. I saw lit up the skies. The heart is where fire lies. Can see it in her painted eyes. She's got a rebel heart.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Redskins going up against the Browns. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's the newest facility in the NFL. And it is a beauty as we come to you from U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Browns. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
On offense, a guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterback, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
And the back goes into motion. Now back to throw. Jackson with a grab over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Back to throw now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Crowder, 61 yards. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And trying to give a lift to this offense today will be the Duke, the former Cane, Duke Johnson.
Comes from a great tradition of runners at Miami of Florida. He's one of the best ones we've seen in recent years.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's got time. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Preston Smith in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down. Offensive starters time, Charles, for the Washington Redskins.
Let's look at Josh Dotson, the wide receiver out of TCU. Grew up in Fort Worth. His mom works at the university as a vice president. He actually went to Wyoming first, transferred back to TCU, and boy, is he a high flyer. Throw it up in the air, he'll go up and get it.
And that one results in 35 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Joe Hayden there to bring him down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds his target. It's Crowder. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass.
And he's got his man. That's Crowder for the Redskins touchdown. Jamison Crowder, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. To throw. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain. The penalty. It's Johnson fighting through, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. And here is the Redskin defense.
Denzel Perryman, a linebacker out of the University of Miami, knows how to play downhill and arrive with an oomph.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And the offense lining up first and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. On play action, they'll throw toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right, and avoids the contact by sliding. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Play fake here on first down. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the offense has it first and 10.
Here we go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Steps away to his left. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offensive guys always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offensive backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you know the zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
And the good thing about the top-notch safeties, they can play from deep coverage or they can play close to the line of scrimmage, and the end result is often the same, a big-time play for their defensive team, and that's exactly what we just saw. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead now increases to 20-0. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. Back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
Good call.
They're going to look to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it's good enough for a Cleveland 1st down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a 1st carry for the backup, Isaiah Crowell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Two minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Super Bowl 52 after this. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
Here we go now.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Here we go now.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. And he's brought. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Certainly their offense has sputtered here a little bit in the first half as they finally do get on the board, but they only have 3.
Well, at least it eases the frustration a bit, doesn't it? To be able to get some points on the board, feel a little bit better about themselves as they go into the locker room and try and regroup.
And here come the Redskins now. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The quarterback gets to him and drops him.
So the D-line's going to spread out. He'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
All right, now look at 56.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Surveying the field. He's going to look deep down the field. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now Marshall. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So these two teams will head back to their respective locker rooms here in Super Bowl 52 from Minnesota. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On second down, Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
Here we go now. Good.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Finding time. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half.
Hurry up. Here we go. Over.
They go play action here on first down. Going up top. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. Terrell Pryor, 63 yards. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Here's the Redskins now as their kick unit will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And that takes us from second to third down.
As a general rule, when you take a deep shot downfield, it's usually a timing pattern. Quarterback in the pocket and looking to hit his receiver downfield. But when he has to move outside of it, timing often gets thrown off. And on that play, that caused the incompletion.
So incomplete on. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Ten yards to go on third. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Much like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 30 yards on the pickup there. And the Redskins are going to get a first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll look to throw here. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
This is Marshall. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more...
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So certainly not what they were hoping for, especially on the road. Their starter forced to the locker room. And they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. Sliding out of the pocket. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They're going to hurry back to the... And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. Now Osweiler. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. Wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. They'll come out in the pistol. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A huge play there for Washington. 59 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, jack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. A 12-yard touchdown run. And this Redskins offense is running away with this one. And it's up and good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position, help out your team.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On 3rd down, Osweiler dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they dropped it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Marshall. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
Time running out here on the play clock. A handoff as they run the counter play. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The pickup of 11, and it moves the chains.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, they're really excited, because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock, because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football?
They come up in an offset eye. They'll run with Marshall. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. Now the ball comes loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover for his squad.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. The play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes to go here in Super Bowl 52 from Minneapolis. We're back to crown a champion after this.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 4th down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now attempt carry for Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
We just saw nuggets that without a defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And the kings of the Super Bowl are the Washington Redskins. They win it, and they will get the Lombardi Trophy.